Hello, I'm Craig Brailsford, and welcome to another episode of Small Stocks, Big Money. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Now, today's show features interviews with executives of two public companies. First up is GRRR Technology Group, a global leader in AI-based industrial Internet of Things, or IIoT, with a strong emphasis on security convergence, video analytics, and big data. Leveraging more than 22 years of innovation and industry expertise, GRRR provides transformative solutions that enhance the safety, efficiency, and operational capabilities of smart cities, smart ports, smart buildings, and more. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Up next is the Global Music Industry ETF. The Global Music Industry ETF aims to invest in the most attractive segments of the global music industry. The music ecosystem is composed of all things music, such as streaming, content and distribution, live music events and ticketing, satellite and broadcast radio, and equipment and technology. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Now, before we get to the first interview, our quote of the week. It comes from the book Small Stocks, Big Money. Work hard, be a long-term thinker, develop tenacity, and remember, nothing happens without taking calculated risks. This quote comes from Phil Sassower of the Phoenix Group, and it is featured in Chapter 9 of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now, let's get started with our first interview today with GRRR Technology.
Hello, today we have Jay Chandan, Chairman and CEO of GRRR Technology Group, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol GRRR. Jay, welcome to the show.
Barrett, thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, Jay. So, for our viewers, could you begin by providing an overview of GRRR Technology Group and share specific examples of how your innovative AI and IoT solutions are empowering smart cities and transforming urban operations globally?
Once again, Barrett, thank you for having me. Disruptive technologies have revolutionized many of the services we use, transforming the way we work, communicate, shop, and travel, right? Intelligent products powered by machine learning are everywhere today, right? From chatbots to autonomous vehicles to predicting consumer behavior, detecting financial fraud, cancer diagnostics, and even in crop harvesting today. Now, we are all living in the era of smart cities. Now, it's a very simple concept, right? I mean, smart cities. Let's be frank, it comes with many explanations. Now, there are many solutions to tackle smart cities, but let me talk to you about a very genuine solution and an explanation as to what a smart city is. Typically, a smart city is something that uses intelligent technology to enhance the quality of life in urban environments, for instance, minimizing waste, optimizing energy usage, reducing congestion, and so on and so forth. Now, this is all being made possible by, whether it's increasing your efficiencies of your transit, your network, your energy grids, your lighting systems, your parking monitors, and so on and so forth. Now, the resulting infrastructure in smart cities are dynamic and reflexive. And this allows your optimization of your delivery of your resources or services to match. Now, this is where GRRR comes into play. What GRRR has done, or the GRRR team has done, has developed an outstanding technology platform with a remarkably broad applicability to think about smart energy, smart transportation, smart data, smart retail, infrastructure. Overall, our objective is to bring in together and create a smart citizen.
Thank you for that overview, Jay. That's incredibly interesting. I know GRRR has evolved into a technology leader with a strong presence in AI, security convergence, and video intelligence. Could you explain your business model and how GRRR generates revenue across its various sectors, particularly in the context of your smart city and security solutions?
Absolutely. So GRRR Technology Group, as many may not know, is actually a 23-year-old company. Okay, we came out of Taiwan back in 2000. And we've been redefining the landscape of urban management through our advanced AI and IoT solutions, which is typically empowering smart cities across the globe. Now, what happens is that over a period of time, our business has evolved as well. We talked about efficiency, we talk about security, we talk about sustainability. But more importantly, we've built some flagship projects in collaboration with major metropolitan areas across Southeast Asia, East Asia, the Middle East, North Africa, and even in places like the United Kingdom and parts of Europe. Now, the smart city infrastructure, which Gorilla has built, covers a wide span, whether it's traffic management, intelligent surveillance system, whether it's data analytics, building SOCs, whether it's building data centers, predictive analytics, and predictive maintenance for very critical infrastructure. Now, just give you an example. For example, where we worked in traffic congestion, we've reduced traffic congestion by about 40%, but we've also decreased in other places energy consumptions in places where we've implemented our solutions by about 25%, resulting in substantial cost savings for the city. If you look at our AI monitoring systems, we've actually been able to reduce crime by about 30 to 35%. So these successes demonstrate how our technology is transforming the urban landscape, but also improving quality of life for millions of citizens worldwide.
That's fantastic, Jay. I suppose you could describe it as a multifaceted global business. Now, I wanted to shift focus to your recent strategic share buyback program, which underscores Gorilla's confidence in its intrinsic value amidst the thriving AI market that we talk so much about on the street. Could you elaborate on the factors driving this decision and how it aligns with your long-term strategic goals?
Sure. Our strategic share buyback program, is a clear indicator of our confidence, one in the company, but in Gorilla Technology's intrinsic value and a commitment to deliver sustainable long-term growth for our shareholders. This decision is driven by our strong financial performance, underpinned by our successful expansions within the high-growth regions such as Middle East, North Africa, Southeast Asia, and the increasing adoption of our AI and cybersecurity solutions globally. Now, by reducing the number of outstanding shares, we are not only enhancing our shareholder value, but we're also reinforcing our belief in the company's future potential. I personally believe a lot in Gorilla, and I've also, as you can imagine, I've invested a lot of capital into this business. This buyback not only aligns with the broader strategic goals of consolidating the market leadership, but it's also investing in innovation, expanding our global footprint, and as we go forward, we will still strengthen our balance sheet, enabling us to pursue new opportunities and partnerships that will drive significant growth in the coming years, particularly where there's demand for smart city solutions and when there's rapid demand for safe city solutions as and when they evolve.
Thank you very much, Jay. I know Gorilla has had some recent success in completing key milestones in the Middle East North Africa region, including securing significant payments, which highlights your financial resilience. How do these achievements position Gorilla for future growth, especially in other global markets?
Our recent achievements in the MENA and the Asian regions, including securing significant payments and completing key milestones, are a testament to Gorilla's resilience and strategic acumen. These successes are not just isolated, but part of the broader strategy to establish a strong presence in the high growth markets. Now, for example, in the MENA region, we are broadly focused on AI-enabled cybersecurity solutions, which have been critical for us to securing key contracts, laying the foundation for the future of this business. But we're now poised to also replicate those models across the other regions, whether it's Southeast Asia, East Asia, South America, where we are actively working very closely, and even places like India, for example. Now, our strategy not just involves expanding globally and geographically, but also deepening our offerings. So that's why you would look at us when we talk about innovation, we talk about expanding our forefront and footprints. We also make sure that our preferred partner for governments and enterprises remains Gorilla at its core.
That's great, Jay. Gorilla's partnerships, speaking of governments, with global leaders such as Intel and Dell and other major projects like the Metropolitan Police Partnership demonstrate your strong industry presence. How do these collaborations enhance Gorilla's competitive edge and market penetration, not just in the region we talked about, but globally?
See, the interesting thing about Gorilla is that we were working very closely and building strategic partnerships with industry leaders such as Dell, Red Hat, Cisco, Intel, Lanner, MCS in the Middle East, North Africa region, which is foundational to our ability to innovate and expand globally. These collaborations also help us and enable us to integrate our state-of-art technologies so that we are scalable and secure. But moreover, when we work with people like, let's say, for example, Red Hat, it has allowed us to leverage their OpenShift platform to enhance our scalability across our AI and IoT solutions, facilitating rapid deployment across diverse urban environments. Now, but in the meanwhile, our collaboration with someone like Cisco, for example, has strengthened our network infrastructure capabilities, enabling us to offer very robust end-to-end solutions, thereby which is very critical for the operation of these smart cities. These partnerships combined with some of the significant projects. You talk about the Metropolitan Police. We worked with the Port of Tyne in the UK, the CIB, the MENA projects building the air gap networks, and so on. We are what we call talking about advanced video analytics, bolstering public safety, but more importantly, it puts Gorilla Technology as a trusted partner and an innovative partner in this global marketplace. Now, these partnerships also significantly help us enhance our competitive edge by ensuring that our solutions are at the forefront of technology and are deeply integrated into the ecosystems of the world's leading enterprises and government bodies.
That's amazing, Jay. Not only do you have blue chip clients, but you also work with governments around the world. I want to shift focus now to your technical bench and your management team, which boasts significant experience across AI, cybersecurity, and strategic growth. How does this expertise influence your company's innovation pipeline and strategic direction? And could you highlight the roles and contributions of key players on your team?
Gorilla Technology's business model is built on delivering high impact. That's period, right? We have to deliver high impact. We have to have scalable products and solutions, and that drives significant value across AI and security convergence. First of all, we've built very strong teams. We have a very strong R&D team. We've got a very strong customer success team. And more importantly, what these do is they help us build revenue streams that are strategically diversified, thereby what we call cutting edge, delivering cutting edge technology solutions, long-term service agreements, and more importantly, recurring revenue from our managed services and software licensing. Our future in smart cities, for example, is that we will aim to provide comprehensive solutions that include everything from AI-driven traffic management systems to advanced cybersecurity frameworks. Now, this is important for us because these solutions not only generate value through the, what we call ongoing service contracts and data-driven insights, but these are also something which we can use to optimize the operations continuously. But more importantly, if you look at our security offerings, they're designed to be adaptive, allowing us to expand our offerings as new threats emerge, thereby creating additional revenue opportunities. Now, this multifaceted approach of having innovation and, more importantly, strategic operational growth services for our customer ensures that Gorilla Technology not only remains profitable, but it also is indispensable where cities and organizations we serve.
That's very exciting, Jay. Now, the last question. In summary, what is the core value proposition of Gorilla Technology Group that makes it an attractive investment today, particularly considering your recent market expansions and robust financial position?
Good question, Barrett. See, our core value proposition lies in our ability to deliver innovative, scalable, secure AI, IoT solutions that are critical for the development of smart cities and protection of the digital infrastructure. That's simple. That's what we live for. Okay. Our recent expansion, as you see, we've grown into high growth regions such as MENA and Southeast Asia. And coupled with our strong financial position and strategic partnership, it makes us an exceptionally attractive investment opportunity. We're at the intersection of multiple growth markets, as we call AI, cybersecurity, IoT. All of these are essential for the future of urban management and security. Okay. Investors in Gorilla Technology gain exposure to these dynamic markets. But more importantly, we're supported by a company which has a proven track record. We've been there, like I said, we've been there for 23 years. we have strategic execution capabilities, and now going through the next couple of years, we're building our financial resilience. Now, the message I would leave with you today is that as cities worldwide continue to embrace digital transformation, the demand for our solutions will only increase, providing strong and sustained returns for our investors going forward.
Jay, it's a truly fascinating and compelling story. Thank you very much for sharing it with us today. And go Gorilla, GRRR on the NASDAQ. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Barrett. Thanks for having me once again. Cheers.
Now, to get more information on Gorilla Technology, visit grrrinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Gorilla Technology. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small-cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Now, let's move on to our next interview today with the Global Music Industry ETF. Hello, everyone. Today it is our great pleasure to welcome David Schulhoff, founder and CEO of the MUSQ ETF, trading on the New York Stock Exchange American under the ticker MUSQ. David, welcome.
Great to be here with you.
David, you have shared with the RedChip team here your deep background in the music and entertainment industry. What inspired you to create the MUSQ Global Music Industry ETF, and how does it leverage your extensive experience in the sector?
Well, I've been in the industry, Craig, for over 25 years. I've owned a lot of publishing companies, everything from Bill Monroe to Death Row. I've owned several publishing companies, record companies, worked in live music and ticketing companies. 2 years ago, I realized after working in the industry for 25 years that there really wasn't a convenient, portable, and diversified way for investors to get total global exposure to the music industry. So I wanted to create something that gave investors access to streaming, to content and distribution, to live music, to technology, to AI, to blockchain. And so this is a really simple, easy way to get exposure globally to the whole music industry.
What's more, David, the global music industry is growing significantly over the next few years, as is expected. Could you elaborate on the key drivers of this expected growth and how the MUSQ ETF is designed to capitalize on the trends?
Absolutely. So the music industry is entering into a golden age. If you read the Goldman Sachs Music in the Air report, the industry is a $100 billion business today, which is growing and is expected to reach 180 billion by 2030. Live music is growing at 25% a year. Streaming is growing at 10 to 15%. Content is growing at 10 to 12%. All these companies are really capturing all this growth and innovation in music. Spotify is now raising rates by 10% every quarter, and they're crushing it. And 70% of those revenues are being passed down to all the record companies and publishing companies, which is why you see them growing at 10 to 15%. And then you look at live music like the Eras Tour and the Renaissance Tour from Beyonce, and you look at companies like Sphere, which are building massive experiential venues to experience live music. And live music is on steroids. So music is really entering into a golden age right now. It's about the digitization of music. It's about streaming. And it's growing, by the way. Streaming is growing as high as 25 to 40% in the emerging markets. So we believe music is very undervalued, very undermonetized, and is really entering into a golden age right now.
I want to talk about the composition of the MUSQ ETF. David, what criteria do you use to determine eligibility?
So the MUSQ ETF looks at music companies around the world, and all those companies that generate more than 50% of their revenues from music are eligible, or if they're a top 5 player in streaming or content or live music events and ticketing. No company can be smaller than $100 million in market cap and has to have average daily trading liquidity of $500,000 a day. All these companies are market cap weighted, and that gives you a great, beautiful selection of small cap, mid cap, and large cap companies.
Now, how do you determine the weighting of the various music industry segments within the ETF?
So all these companies are market cap weighted. Approximately 35% of the holdings are streaming. Approximately 35% of the holdings are all content distribution and publishing. About 10% are live music events and ticketing. 10% are all companies in technology using AI and blockchain. And then the balance are companies in radio and satellite. Approximately 50% of the holdings are US, and about 50% of the holdings are international in countries like Taiwan, in China, in South Korea, in Germany, in France. So this is a totally global fund. There are approximately 40 holdings in the fund. The fund gets rebalanced quarterly. Some new companies become eligible and they come into the fund. Other companies become ineligible and they exit the fund. But it gets rebalanced on the third Thursday of every quarter.
Now, David, in summary, give us the essential value proposition. Why should an investor be interested in the Global Music Industry ETF?
Music today, Craig, is undervalued. Music is underhyped. Music is undermonetized. If you listen to JP Morgan's called music the best content story in the history of the business. Music's cheap compared to what you pay for HBO Go, for Disney, for Hulu. You're paying $12 a month for access to 200 million songs. You're paying more than double that to have a small selection of movies and TV shows. And then you have to have a few of those services. So all these streaming companies are in the process of raising rates. They're raising rates almost every quarter now. Companies like Spotify should be charging double from what they're charging now, which is why they continue to crush it, which is why they're up 80% for the year and 150% for the last 12 months. And all that revenue is being passed down to the content companies. And then you just look at live music and you see that people just want to go out and see live shows. Revenues are up 10 times from COVID. There's no stopping people to go see live music. And so for all these reasons, we think that music represents an extremely compelling investment opportunity.
David, you sure have convinced me. Thank you for telling us your great story.
Thank you.
Now, to get more information on the Global Music Industry ETF, visit MUSQinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can order Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon for $18. Now, let's recap the companies featured today. First, you met Gorilla Technology Group, GRRR, on the NASDAQ. Gorilla Technology Group is a global leader in AI-based IIoT solutions with a strong emphasis on security convergence, video analytics, and big data. Leveraging more than 22 years of innovation and industry expertise, Gorilla provides transformative solutions that enhance the safety, efficiency, and operational capabilities of smart cities, smart ports, smart buildings, and much more. Learn more at www.grrrinfo.com. Then you met the Global Music Industry ETF, stock symbol MUSQ, on the New York Stock Exchange American. The Global Music Industry ETF aims to invest in the most attractive segments of the global music industry. The music ecosystem is composed of all things music, such as streaming, content and distribution, live music events and ticketing, satellite and broadcast radio, and equipment and technology. Learn more at www.musqinfo.com. Don't forget to check out our stocks page. It is the biggest small-cap stock portal in the industry. Every company listed on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange with market caps of $2 billion and less. And it's categorized by industries. Watch this show again and explore hundreds of small-cap stock videos on RedChip's YouTube channel. And be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn about a lot of small-cap companies. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, if you have any questions about any of our public companies featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-REDCHIP or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile of asset classes. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies. So please, always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new, exciting, emerging growth companies.